one of the major failings of this movie was the marketing. Look at that font. Look at that basic font.
Oh, thank God somebody freaking said it. Now let me go ahead and make this perfectly clear. I love the John Carter movie. Like when this movie came out in 2012, I went to see this movie twice. And if it wasn't for that movie, I wouldn't have started reading the John Carter of Mars series, which I'm still reading as part of the Mars trilogy. But the one thing that pisses me off to this day is how Disney fumbled the ball when it came to the marketing for this film. Like, I'm not gonna act like this movie was perfect, and I'm not gonna act like it was the best thing that came out in 2012. But after starting to read the series, I can honestly say that it did capture the world of Mars a lot better than I expected to. Like, they even got Andrew Stanton on this project. Andrew freaking Stanton. Remember Finding Nemo? Yeah, he directed that shit. And WALL-E. And even though that John Carter was literally the first live action project that he's ever worked on, this man already had 2 films under his belt that was making Disney a lot of bank. So there was no way in hell that this was going to fail. That is until Disney fumbled the ball. The one thing they screwed up is that there was no advertisement for this movie at all. And if there were, there was very little of it. The second problem is the changing of the name. Like, seriously, John Carter? It was almost as if Disney was banking on the fact that literally anybody who's nostalgic about the books will literally know who John Carter is and will flock to see the movie. But the problem is, not many people know who John Carter even was. Hell, I didn't even know his author was the same guy who wrote the Tarzan books. Like, you could have just kept it as John Carter of Mars. You could have just called it the Barsoom Chronicles, A Princess of Mars, John Carter and the Princess of Mars. Like, I have so many titles you could have gone with. But nah, you just went with basic ass John Carter as if anybody knows who the fuck the character is. With the most basic, boring font I've ever seen in my life. Not to mention, Disney had a dumbass reason for why they dropped Mars from the title. Because a year prior to John Carter's release, they had a movie named Mars Needs Moms that didn't do so well at the box office. And the reason why they thought John Carter wouldn't do so well is because of the word Mars in the title. I wish I was bullshitting you. Yeah, because it wasn't like it wasn't the creepiest movie I've ever seen in my entire life. It was the title. And the more I think about this, the more pissed off I get, because Disney could have had a gold mine in a series out of this. Like, if they push for better marketing and actually change the title back to John Carter of Mars, I'm willing to bet you there's going to be more people that will get into it. And anyone like me who has never read the Martian Tales, they will literally get into this series and hook, line, and sinker. And not only will you have 2 sci-fi series underneath your belt, but then you will introduce like other people like me into a new series that they can actually enjoy. But nah, this shit bombed harder than Green Lantern. Lord have mercy.